Today on the show, I'm speaking with Adelaide O'Dunton. Now, she went through 7 years of chronic illness, went from doctor to doctor, and then finally found a solution. And now her mission in life is to teach people how to holistically heal themselves. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Natalie Ledwell and this is The Inspiration Show. And today my special guest is Adelaide O'Dunton. How are you, Adelaide?
I'm wonderful. Really happy to be here, Natalie.
Great. Now, you have an awesome story to share with us about your background and your journey up until this point. So why don't we start with that and then we'll get into more about what it is that you do.
Okay. Well, my background is that I worked in the movie business. I worked in the film industry for many years. I was an actress, and then I went behind the camera and started being a producer and an executive. And it was a very exciting, fast-paced profession. I was working in Hollywood, but it was also a killer pace. And over a couple of, I guess I've worked in the industry for about 10 years, and I really got burnt out. And I started having all kinds of health challenges. And I went from doctor to doctor to doctor to doctor. And some of you may feel you've been here too, where you keep trying to find answers for what's happening to you. I was exhausted. I had absolutely no stamina. Sometimes I couldn't even get up out of bed. They told me I had an autoimmune condition and they kept trying to diagnose it. And long story short, basically for about 7 years, I was trying to find answers to what was wrong with me. And it took me on a journey. Instead of going to the regular doctors, I started going on the alternative path because I didn't know what else to do. And in the end, I really started taking care of myself. And I think that's the biggest thing, stopping relying on doctors and so on, and beginning to learn about my own body and what it took to heal myself. And when I came out of that, honestly, I was on a mission. I said, nobody should have to spend the amount of money and the time and the energy that it's taken me to get better. I want to share what I've learned with everybody else. So that's my story, and it really meant I did a 180-degree turn in terms of career. I left the movie industry and kind of went into the healing arts and became a spiritual counselor and all that sort of stuff.
Right. So it's really interesting, that story, because I'm sure that many people fall into that category where, you know, we treat doctors like they're gods and like they know everything. And so we always looking outside of us as to, you know, please give me a solution, without really thinking, well, what role am I playing in this? You know, what role am I playing in the health that I'm having? So what do you think some of the more common mistakes or more common things that people do that sort of keep them from having optimal health?
Well, I think that you've identified so beautifully. The first thing is, do not give your power away to doctors.
Yeah.
Doctors, there are all kinds of doctors out there, and they all may mean well, but the fact of the matter is your body is unique. You can have 5 people who have the same diagnosis, but the underlying reason for them having the condition could be entirely different.
Right.
And the medical field tends to give you a pill, a diagnosis, and then one pill, like one size fits all. Well, you know, in life, one size doesn't fit all. You're different from me. We're unique individuals. And so what is much more important is not treating your symptoms, which is what often the pills do, but actually finding out what the root cause is that is causing you to be sick. And yes, you have a physical condition, but how you think, and that's where you come in terms of your work, how you think and what is going on with you emotionally and spiritually are really important, because it's that which often causes the physical condition and the physical manifestation. So what I learned is that you have to deal with the root cause. And you have to begin to listen to your body, listen to the information, and really begin to understand, why is this particular condition showing up in this way, and start treating that.
Right. So when you work with people, are you working more on an energetic level, or do you talk to them about nutrition as well?
Well, I work with people, giving them information about nutrition, giving them information about holistic approaches to healing, using EFT or tapping. There are many energetic modalities that can help you release trauma and some of the mental conditioning that you have that is causing whatever's happening with you and emotionally. And so I use all of those things. I use the spiritual, I use energy healing. I also help people to shift their ideas about nutrition and how they take care of themselves using meditation, using Qigong. There are a whole lot of different things, and people will respond to the things that are good for them.
Yeah.
And so I know a lot of those modalities, and on my program, I try and give them a menu, like, let's go to a banquet. Here are all your options. What are the ones that really speak to you? And then you can go and investigate further.
Right. That's awesome. So, can you tell us some of the success stories that you've had, or, stories of people that you've worked with that have had a complete turnaround?
Well, I've had a client who came to me, and she thought she came in for weight loss. People, that's always an issue for women, putting on weight or whatever. And so she came in with that issue. And of course, we talked about nutrition, and we talked about exercise and all the things that you typically would talk about. But the more I worked with her, the more I began to understand that her issues were really emotional. They were really to do with experiences that she had had in the past. In her case, she had had abuse, and both sexual and verbal abuse. So then the work became energetic. And I'm a hypnotherapist, so we used hypnotherapy to allow her to release some of the beliefs and programming that she had come in with. And we also did EFT, tapping, which is a very powerful, simple technique that allows you to release trauma. And once we dealt with that, what was so amazing was that the weight began to drop off naturally. She didn't have the same impulse to overeat and to do those things that she had done typically. And as she began to feel much better about herself, and at a spiritual level, we really worked on her beginning to respect herself and honor herself and love herself. And then she began to naturally drop the weight because she didn't have the same urge to kind of, in a way, punish and abuse herself, which is what she was doing.
Yeah. And it's really interesting that you talk about loving yourself, because, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that a lot of the diseases and the conditions that we have, like, weight gain and those type of things, are really a symptom or a byproduct of the deeper thoughts that we have about ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Natalie. The fact of the matter is the physical condition is always rooted in how do we feel about ourselves. And most of us will put ourselves last in terms of, do I love myself to take care of myself? Do I feel good about myself? And when, oftentimes people will say, well, love yourself. And I've had clients say to me, I don't even know what that really means. I don't know how to love myself because they're so disconnected from that. And then we really have to start with helping them to look at how do you treat your own child? How would you treat a little girl how would you take care of her? Well, begin to start taking care of you like that. Because you wouldn't talk to yourself. You wouldn't talk to a little child the way you talk to yourself.
Right.
You would be so abusive. You would say positive things to them. You would encourage them. You would encourage them to dream. You would encourage them and tell them you can have all these beautiful things and surround yourself. And the way you protect them and love them. Well, start treating yourself like that. And I must honestly say to you, Natalie, I think the fundamental and biggest thing is loving yourself and thinking that you deserve to be treated well.
Yes.
You deserve to have good things in your life. When you heal that, you begin to shift everything else in your life.
Yeah. Yeah, the energy that permeates out of that feeling or that vibration of love for yourself, because we are our own worst enemies. We beat ourselves up more than anyone else does. And, and I can relate to it as well. And so that's why the work that you do is just so awesome. I know it's helping lots of people. Now, what I want to do is actually talk about this amazing event that you've got coming up that I'm actually fortunate to be a part of. But you have accrued some incredible people for this series that you're putting together. Can you share a little bit more about that with us?
Absolutely. Well, Natalie's going to be one of them. And particularly, I loved and wanted Natalie on the show because of the work you do with the mind, how you think, and being able to visualize and create what you want. So powerful. But we also have Dr. Daniel Amen, and he is one of the leading experts on the brain. And that ties in with what you do, because he really teaches you how your brain works and all the ways in which we can use our brain powerfully in order to create change in our lives. So he's really exciting. We have Dr. Mark Hyman, and as you know, we have a global epidemic going on in terms of diabetes and obesity and this issue of people putting on so much weight. And he has some stunning things to say that completely turn around some of the things that we have believed about our bodies and what we can do. He literally will tell you how to reverse diabetes. My brother's had diabetes for 20 years, and he told me how he could reverse diabetes.
Wow.
And so he's fantastic. We have David Wolf, who's known as the rock star of superfoods and herbs and longevity. He's amazing. He is a mine of information. One thing I love is this amazing woman called Nadine Artemis, and a doctor called Dr. Victor Zines. And what they're going to talk about is how to take care of your teeth holistically. And I actually heard about this woman, and I've done her work because I had a lot of ulcers in my mouth because of my condition. And what I can tell you is she was able to get rid of those in 6 months. And I had been to the top dentists in Los Angeles, and they couldn't help me.
Yeah.
Amazing. So we have a woman. I mean, how many women are dealing, and men for that matter, are dealing with hormones and how you change as you get older, and kind of all the stuff that happens in menopause for women and andropause for men. Well, she will tell you how to balance your hormones, get your vitality back, get your sex drive back, all of which are really good for you, and just get all that energy and vitality. So she's amazing. We have so many people who just, we have the energy healers. My goodness, let's talk about the energy healers, because we're now at a time where vibrational healing is taking place, and that healing is very, very rapid. So you have tapping, you have people like Panache Desai, who was on Oprah just last week, who's an amazing, amazing healer. And they literally will give you experiences on the phone to shift your vibration and raise it. So it goes on and on. We have 24 guests and a couple of bonus ones coming in, and you know how amazing Natalie is. So just imagine Natalie compounded 24 times. You're going to get that and more.
So, Natalie, where can we send people if they want to register for this series?
They can go to E as in Edward, Z as in zebra.com/mindmovies.
So ez.com/mindmovies.
Exactly. easy.com/mindmovies.
Great. And guys, remember, if you click on the banner to the side there, you'll go straight through to Adelie's site from there. And you can register. There's no charge for the series, is that right?
Oh, no. It's absolutely free. The whole thing is free. It takes place on Mondays and Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And it goes on for 12 weeks. And we have replays so you can catch them. And by the way, we also give away a lot of health-giving prizes on the calls.
Yes. Wonderful. Well, Adelie, thank you so much for joining me today. You've been an absolute great wealth of information. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been fun.
Now, guys, I encourage you to share this video and the information in it. You can do that by clicking the Facebook and the Twitter share buttons above. And if you haven't done so already, make sure that you put your email in the box above there. I'd love to send you my Manifesting with the Masters video e-course. Masters such as Bob Proctor, John Assaraf, Joe Vitale. It's valued at $87, but I'd like to send it to you for free. So make sure you put your email in the box above. So until next time, remember to live large, choose courageously, and love without limits. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching this video. Now before you go, do you want to learn the insider secrets to welcoming more abundance, more love and more happiness into your life from some of the world's most inspiring personal growth gurus? Then be sure to click the link below now to subscribe to the Inspiration Show community and be one of the first to find out about brand new episodes of the show. You're absolutely going to love what we have coming up in store for you. Plus, you'll instantly receive a free copy of my Manifesting with the Masters video e-course featuring some of the biggest stars from the movie The Secret, teaching you how to manifest your dream life faster and easier than you ever thought possible. So to get your free copy, be sure to click on the link below now. I'm Natalie Ledwell. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, remember to live large, choose courageously, and love without limits. I'll see you soon.